Our next speaker is Malarndirri McCarthy. She spent several years as a politician in the Northern Territory and now is a senior journalist and presenter at SBS NITV News. She's the 2013 winner of the DEADLYs Inaugural Award in Journalism for her breaking story on 2 Indigenous brothers in Saudi Arabia and has twice been nominated for Walkley Awards. Please welcome Malarndirri McCarthy.
I believe this was and is and always will be Aboriginal land. I believe that we come together on the country of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. I believe the spirit of Barangaroo lives on in the women of this country. Her resilience, her strength, her graciousness, and her wisdom stay strong with all women in this region. I believe that the rising and the setting of the sun is a welcoming gift that we should never take for granted. I believe that nature's lessons are there for us to learn from every single day. The glow in which the sun rises amid such darkness gives a hint of nature's movements of the day. Blue-purple for how cold it's going to be. Deep, intense red for the heat of the day. I believe the rain can be like a shadow on our thoughts, and when the sun breaks through, the shadows disappear. And I believe that our hearts find deep peace when we appreciate more the gifts of nature around us. The way the birds soar across the skies like the brolgas, the guraragus in Yanyuwa language. A constant reminder of being part of the family of life. I believe as a Yanyuwa woman, we are Liantawiriara. We are the people whose spiritual feelings and emotions come from the sea. And we carry that in our hearts. And we look at the events of each day through Liantawiriara, through the feeling in our hearts, in how we relate to one another, in how we talk to one another, in how we don't talk to one another, to try to understand where it is that we fit in our place as family, as kin. I believe that this country struggles very much so in its relationship with the First Nations people of this country. I believe that racism very much exists in our country. I believe that all of us can make an incredible difference as to how we treat one another. When there are more than 10, 15, 20 people who live in a house, we know that's wrong. I believe that such poverty can be eradicated, that we are a country rich in so many ways, and we can make a real difference. I believe that when a mother stands by a grave, grieving for her son that should never have died so soon, has the right to receive the health treatment of any other Australian. But her grief is so deep and her health issues so strong that she too collapses beside the grave. An asthma attack. I believe she has the right to receive the medical attention she deserves to not only grieve for her son, but to survive. But when she cannot receive the help that she requires, then her daughter buries her body a few weeks later. I believe our country and all the people that I meet maybe might be able to look a bit more with their heart. I've been incredibly blessed to be able to work on so many levels. As a journalist and as a politician representing the people of Arnhem Land in the Northern Territory, deeply privileged to learn about the different clans and the different nations in the Northern Territory, where over 100 Aboriginal languages are still spoken today, where even I would take an Aboriginal interpreter so that I could understand the language of the families that I would meet. I believe that our politicians need to look much deeper at all of those issues. And I believe that right across this country, we can do so much better in our relationships. The incarceration rate of Indigenous people is a shameful disgrace. I believe that when we do open our hearts to one another, in our workplace, in our family life, we can make a difference. I believe that it is about vigilance, forever being conscious that it's not perfection that we seek, forever being conscious that we are so imperfect. Being vigilant about our imperfections is what I believe will help us to be a greater people in this country, black and white. And I believe that it is attitude that is our responsibility, that is my responsibility. And it's my attitude, as is your attitude, that helps to determine whether we have great moments in every single day or whether we have not so good moments in the way that we treat one another. Endurance, perseverance, resilience are the values that I believe in. Goodness, supportiveness, conscious of my many mistakes, always striving to rise above them. And in the words of the Old Testament, and yes, I do believe in a loving and merciful God, Siraj, just as gold is tested in fire, so too is a human character tested in the furnace of humiliation. In the language of the Yanyuwa, Yamalu, Bawidibara, thank you.